Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, marks of all ages, welcome back to the Wrestle WreMarks. As always, I'm your host, Chris, and I got Pat with me here today. And we have a request this time that's basically a required viewing for any wrestling fan, and that is WWF In Your House Badd Blood 1997. And when this came across, I was pretty excited. This is one that I've watched so many times, countless times.
Yeah, this is definitely one of them ones.
And also, I hadn't seen it in so long because I used to watch it on like DVDs and VHSs and whatnot. So I hadn't went back and watched it on the network like that in a minute. The last time I saw the Shawn and Undertaker one, I would have to say was watching it on From the Vault, Shawn Michaels' DVD. Okay. It was nice to take that trip back. Unfortunately, there was some things that happened around that time, but let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, this is, like I said, one of them ones. You know, this is one of them shows. Even if you don't watch the whole card, you know their legacy. But we're covering every match today,
every single one, and we'll keep it conversational. So, you know, you're gonna hear some reactions that he had during the time he watched it, what I had. But before we jump through that, we have to acknowledge something very real. That is the passing of Brian Pillman. Apparently, well, not apparently, but he passed the day of the show. He was scheduled to wrestle, and of course that didn't happen. The WWF mentions it on broadcast, and that thing sort of carries weight the whole night. Now, when looking back in hindsight, given that you look at this pay-per-view and everybody praises it for the Hell in a Cell match, you don't think about what happened then.
Yeah.
And when you find out or remember or are reminded, you could feel that looming over the whole show.
Yeah, you know, and it could tell, you know, it genuinely bothered Vince the whole time, and the rest of the commentators, which were JR and the King, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell it probably bothered some of the wrestlers there too.
Oh yeah.
Owen kind of looked,
Stone Cold.
even though he was still on his stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they were feeling something that night, and you can feel it just looking back at it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's get into it, Chris.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into Badd Blood. This is October 5th, 1997. In St. Louis, Missouri, and the show goes on as usual. So let's run it down match by match. The first match we had was the handicap match with the Nation of Domination, that being D'Lo Brown, Kama Mustafa, and Rocky Maivia versus the Legion of Doom, who were supposed to have who was it, Ken Shamrock in their side.
Yeah, but
he got.
You know what I mean?
With rib injury, right? That's what they were saying it was. This one was a pretty decent match to open, but this was also at the time where LOD was kind of at the tail end of their career, and you
still over.
Yeah, still over.
Still over.
Always. But you can still see it here.
Mm-hmm. And the real story in this match is the crowd absolutely nuking Rocky Maivia with boos. It's almost funny because it's like, congratulations, you're the Rock in the oven. And one thing about Rocky is that he does not suck. Get out of here. You suck.
Yeah, this is the transition period, really, where Rocky starts getting rejected. He lands his spot in the Nation, finds his footing as a heel, and pretty much finds himself. But anyways, the match itself is a classic numbers game opener.
Yeah, LOD gets their powerful spots, and of course the Nation does constant tags, constant, interruptions, keeping the big dudes from, getting the ball rolling.
Man, I gotta say, those facial expressions from not only D'Lo, I want to say D'Lo probably has the best facial expression.
Oh, I got something to say about D'Lo too.
In that match, he's got some great facial expressions that really sells the match. so did The Rock. I mean, all of the nation did.
Yeah, they did their job.
They sold the hell out of that match, even selling the hell out of LOD still being monstrous.
Well, because it reminds me of the last thing Stone Cold said on that Christian Feet podcast is sell. And that's one thing I saw is that, you know, when D'Lo took a clothesline, he literally spit in the air and just fell back. Like, no one does that no more.
And then when he got hit, it was like, it looked more legitimate than most things you see these days, where he got hit and he's all turns around and then gets hit again.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like now, you know, people want to get that spot in.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get to the next part.
It's all about the stories, you know.
They're not taking their time. But the finish comes with chaos at the end. Farouk gets involved enough to distract, and Rocky hits rock bottom for the pin on Hawk. The Nation goes on and steals it. This match was about 12 minutes and 19 seconds. What rating would you get to this match? I'd say probably 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10? I mean, a solid handicap tag team match. I give it a 5.
Yeah, I was about that same way. Like maybe a 5.5.
Yeah.
Solid match to start the night, and it was just that near that time too, the LOD wasn't what they used to be.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. Looking back on it now, is like, oh man, you can actually see like the rust and you know, the toll it took on them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, at this time too, Hulk was already, you know, kind of sick. You know,
already, dealing with his issues. So that's unfortunate when you think about it in hindsight. But this was still a solid match it's nothing that to write home about, but it's something to get us started, in other words.
Yeah, solid opener, not a classic, but it sets the tone, factions, interference, and crowd heat.
And like we said, it sets that vibe. The show isn't about clean sports competition. It's messy, emotional, and escalating.
Yeah.
It's those Rocky Sucks chants, man, is the best part of it, though. The way he interacts with that crowd throughout the match while he's fighting at the same time was just perfect, and that's what really launched him into being that heel that you wanted to love.
Yeah, well, the highlights for me, like I said, it was a solid match, and it was, like I said, it was dope to see LOD over even in the late 90s.
Oh, I know, they were way over still.
I know, and
I mean, remember LOD 2000? They were still over then too.
Yeah,
with Sonny and everything.
Oh yeah, and you know, and to see, you know, the tag that. To see LOD still be emulated to this day, you know, even in like, you know, it's still great.
They're one of the greatest to do it.
And I did like the finish. It was crazy because like they had their comeback the whole time. They had their comeback the whole time, and they're like, no, we're just shutting that down.
Yeah, that was perfect the way they set that one up, because you got the fans into it like, oh, LOD is about to win it right now, and then boom, just steal that from them.
Yeah.
Next up is a match that was added after the Pillman tragedy. We get to see Max Mini and Nova take on Mosaic and Tarantula.
Yeah, total pace change though, honestly.
I love the minis. I always loved the minis back then, and it was cool that they had that spotlight back then and were able to get their flowers.
Yeah, this is a precursor to what we have today with AAA.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say WLC.
Oh no,
bro! But yes,
WLC. If I had to put like a top 10 matches together, WLC is in that top 10. That match is great.
So we set the room is in reset, and we keep moving, and honestly, give people a break emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, this was a more fun, fast-paced match. The only thing I didn't like was the ref getting involved too much.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of confused on if they were going to tag or they weren't going to tag, if it was going to be
just let them
style.
do which it was. And Vince had to reiterate that. I'm sure he had to communicate to the ref, like, just let them do what they're doing.
Yeah, because at one point he is counting them out.
Yeah.
And then, I think it was it Tarantula that comes in and then he just stops. Like.
Yeah.
So it kind of like throws it off a little bit, but I always loved the minis matches, or the little people, if you want to be technical.
Yeah.
And I just feel like why don't we still have something like that?
I don't know. I just think
That would be cool to have, at least a cast of a few.
Yeah, bring back Hornswoggle and El Cerrito from AAA. There you go, another whale C.
Yeah. Max Mini, man, that dude is tiny, but
yeah, he can move.
I loved his moves, man. He moves pretty quick.
He likes to move it.
There was that scare at the end on the outside where he was gonna do the Hurricanrana.
Yeah,
it almost hits his head. That scared me. And I've seen this multiple times, and I've seen him do this multiple times, and no matter what, it always gets me.
Yeah, there was a scary move during the next match we're gonna talk about here soon.
Oh yeah.
But this match, it was short and sweet, no pun intended. It's energetic. It's energetic. There's quick lucha style sequences, and it doesn't overstay.
I was watching this one back and just hearing what King had to say, I was like, oh jeez.
Yeah, bro. King, you be quiet. You're doing too much, bro.
I was like, I don't even remember this, and it's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, but
he knocked off the headset, knocked off my headset.
Yeah. But the next one we get into, there were some scary moments, like you said, and I was going to bring that up in our little ad-lib section, so we'll get into that. It was the tag team titles up for grabs next as the Headbangers defended against the Godwins with Uncle Cletus by their side.
Yeah, this is the most 1997 WWF match on the card. It's vibes, it's gimmicks, it's brawling. I popped for my boys, the Headbangers.
Yes, I love the Headbangers.
Yeah.
I've always loved the Headbangers.
Yes.
Real man wears shirts.
Yes. That was a crazy headline, yeah.
But I was never able to get behind the Godwins like that until Midian became Midian.
Yeah.
But like you said, it really is the most 97 WWF thing you can see.
When I was watching this pay-per-view, I was like, dang, they really had something for everybody, because DOA bikers. You got the good old-fashioned rednecks. You got the black powered, you got
until Owen shows up.
Yeah. Yes, and then you got you got snotty Canadians. Come on, bro. What?
Dude, that heel stuff from Brett and them was so good. And look, this wasn't one of the tightest matches.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was, but the major headline on this one was the title change when the Godwins were able to put them away.
Yeah, the finish in the catch into the powerbomb deal. The champs go for the high-risk splash, Godwin's counter, pinfall, and boom.
And the scary part we were talking about is that Hurricanrana. Or are you talking about the other one with the flapjack?
The flapjack where Midian barely inches away from tucking his head in.
Yes, it's like
literally,
because he wasn't supposed to. It was just supposed to be a flat.
Yeah, but he
front
flipped.
Bump, but he flips, and he is just so close to impaling his head. It was wild. But the Hurricanrana, where I think it was Mosh. It might have been No, it was Mosh. He goes and jumps on the outside, off the apron.
Yeah.
And does the Hurricanrana and doesn't even
I did see that. He
almost falls.
Fell. Yeah,
he almost falls on his head.
Yes.
So those were some scary moments in that match that could have went bad. Luckily didn't. And the Godwins came away with the victory in 12 minutes and 18 seconds, and we have new tag team champions.
I'm mad because they were I was like, they're gonna slop Sonny and then JR or
I think
Lawler. Or
Lawler?
Vince, one of them. I think it was Lawler. But he's like, yeah, they slopped her. I was like, dang, I didn't get to see that. Because I heard the story behind that. It was a great story. Forget Sonny.
The Godwins win. The crowd doesn't exactly go crazy. It's just a real change on the record.
Yeah. And of course, we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts on the match.
What do you think? This one went, I would say about, if we're going from 1 to 10, I don't want to give it that low, but about a 3.
Yeah, 3.5. Just
3.
Give it, because, 3.5 because of the Headbangers were in there, for the pop, it was good to see them.
But, the Godwins winning, that never truly did anything for them. There was really no point in that. I felt the Headbangers should have had a longer title run, but, I mean...
Yeah,
can you do?
but you can. But there. Well, what I have here on my notes is like I said, I popped for the headbangers, and I said earlier, I put this in my notes. I said I'm glad all we did was throw birds and told people to suck it and give them cross chops, because catching your spit in the air is gross. I'm glad I never picked that up, but I can't speak for the rest of you wrestling fans out there.
Who knows? I'm sure somebody did it.
I know there was that one weird kid. He's probably a juggalo or something. He probably did it.
He can't. Sorry, Juggalo.
Sorry. I mean, hey, woo. Much mother effing clown love.
I got Juggalo friends.
Yeah, me too. I do too. But y'all know y'all a little outlandish. That's why we love you, though. That's why we love you. And you love wrestling, so we love.
Next up was the match for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. Oh yeah, you didn't give your rating.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, but I had more to say too.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I said 3.5. I did say 3.5 for this one, yeah.
So we are on the same page.
Yeah.
What the hell? Man?
Yeah, this never happened.
Stop.
Okay. You're gonna like one match more than I liked it for sure, but I did want to say things that caught my eye is that well, the headbangers, of course, because I always thought of them as like a new age bushwhackers.
I could see that with the little.
Yeah, they were wacky and they were weird, and so were they. And then even the Wyatts, you can see how the Wyatts kind of took some inspiration from the Godwins with the jumpsuits and.
Bro, it's so funny seeing them.
Yeah.
There. I'm like, man, they really do look like dirty ass dudes.
I'm like, I know for a fact. I'm not trying to be gross, but
like Brody Lee or Luke Harper whenever he had that yellow skin. They look legit like dirty dudes.
That's why I liked it. That's why when I looked at them, I was like, they kind of remind me of the Wyatt Six, because that shirt thing was
rags
nasty.
Hanging out the back.
Yeah. Do you? Disclaimer. This might be a little non-PG, but do you think they wear underwear under them? I hope so.
I would hope
some compression tights or something, though.
Knowing Midian?
Nah. He got a fanny pack right there.
But let's get into that vacant Intercontinental Championship match, as we saw Owen Hart take on Farouk. And the title is vacant because of Owen.
Yeah, because, he broke Stone Cold's freaking neck.
And there's a lot of good stuff going on during this time. When I look back at it, Cactus Jack had just showed up and took out Triple H. Stone Cold and the McMahon thing was just starting
popping off.
It was just bubbling up and starting to brew. Then we had Brian Pillman's stuff. His stuff was good. Unfortunately, what happened. The heel stuff with Brett was gold.
Oh yeah.
Shawn was like a heel, but not.
Shawn was all over the place.
He was, to be honest, around this time, his promos sucked. They really weren't that good. Looking back in hindsight, a lot of it was really dumb and childish. But that ability, that wrestling ability, Shawn is just, he raised the bar no matter what.
Yeah.
His selling, man, I was looking at all those episodes of Raw, and the way he sold Undertaker, clocking him every single time. Was it was like Undertaker put all his force on that.
For real.
But we're getting too sidetracked here. Of course, this also brings up, since we're talking about the Hart Foundation and all them, Davey Boy Smith had just lost the Intercontinental, the European title.
Yes.
To Shawn, like a week before that.
Oh dang!
At that one night only thing in London. So then he lost the title at home. All kinds of trash was thrown in. I never agreed with that. I don't know if there was any legitimacy to his knee being hurt or not, but I felt like he should have at least retained. But in hindsight, looking at what happens after the fact, Survivor Series was only like 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
it's like
I've noted that this is definitely a month away from the friggin'.
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they said it. I think it was 2 weeks. It might have been a week. Who knows? Because I remember they used to do In Your House and then do their big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
before I leave, I want you to turn this back on, because during this match, when Owen comes out, someone threw a golf ball at him.
I didn't catch that.
And you can hear it. and see it visibly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's
especially
bad.
Given
that's why you can't do nothing at WWE shows no more because the Attitude Era.
Given the circumstances and the situation
For
he
real.
was going through, like he was probably going through some stuff with Brian Pillman.
Yeah, they legit threw a big golf ball. You knew it was a golf
I didn't
ball.
Even catch that.
You'll catch it.
I love the shirt.
Oh, yeah,
I wish I would have gotten that shirt. The Owen 316 says, "I just broke your neck."
Heck yeah, classic.
Great cheap heat. Austin calls it out too.
Mm-hmm.
He's on commentary for this one. Just tossing
in the ring, on the mic, and then commentary. Yeah, Stone Cold.
But of course, this one was kind of like a heel versus heel match because Farouk was still in that heelish stage around then, and Owen, one of the most perfect heels of that time.
Mm-hmm. You know, you add Stone Cold to that equation at ringside, and suddenly the crowd knows exactly what the focus is on.
Yeah. Not only are they focused more on that title and Stone Cold, they're focused on what is he going to do.
Yeah, he's going to do something.
Or to Owen.
To somebody.
Or to somebody. And he does do something to somebody. His involvement is the engine here. He's not cleared to wrestle yet, but he can start some chaos, which he always loved to do. I mean, before this, he stunned Slaughter, he stunned JR, he stunned McMahon, he stunned the King. And looking back at that, man, I think that's probably some of my favorite sales of the Stunner is the King and Sergeant Slaughter. There was no flashiness to it. There was no Vince's is terrible. You know that weird ass fall over.
He like a slug like crawled over him.
And then just like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I could just see it in my head. No, the way they Vince crumbled, they crumbled.
Yeah,
like his.
They sold it.
Their neck snapped back and they just fell. Face flat.
Yeah, like they
it
just
looked
died.
Devastating. It looked better than all those flashy sales.
Yeah,
people
with the Rock
pop
and
themselves up and over, or go like the Rock, or like
Austin
Razor.
Theory. Yeah, that was. Everyone praises that, but that's a horrible stunner cell.
I gotta say, Slaughter's was probably the best, and then those Kings right under that.
Okay,
almost close second, really. But I love the way he sold those. Let's get back to the match. Yeah.
The match itself is fine, physical, short, but to the point.
Then the finish, Austin uses the title belt like a missile, just comes flying in and clobbers the hell out of Farouk. Owen covers, and Owen wins by pinfall in 7 minutes and 16 seconds to become the Intercontinental Champion.
And the storyline wise, it's great because it's like Austin saying, I don't care who wins, I'm picking who I want to take out, pretty much.
Yeah, because, I mean, of course he's going to want to go after Owen after Owen did what he did.
Exactly.
And, you know, of course that was an accident.
Teach you to break my neck.
But Owen got the belt, Austin is looming, and now you've got multiple roads out of this. Austin versus Owen, maybe Austin versus Nation, and we also get the beginning of Austin versus McMahon.
Austin versus the world.
All of it.
DOA.
That's all he was about that at that time, was nothing but chaos. You just come in and raise hell and leave.
Yeah, right.
Just like he would always say. And now the next one was the Disciples of Apocalypse, 8-Ball, Chains, Crush, and Skull against Los Boricuas, Castillo, Estrada, Perez, and Savio Vega. This one, I always loved Los Boricuas. Always was into them. Never got behind DOA.
Nah.
Never seemed to get behind DOA. So this one, for me, wasn't anything to write home about, and I didn't really care for the whole gang warfare story that they were trying to portray there.
Yeah, I mean, what is this, the Warriors?
For real, right?
That's what it felt like.
That's exactly what it is.
The whole gang warfare thing was kind of played out too. We got the biker whites versus.
I did like the whole factions being a thing, and then later on, where the whole gang warfare thing turns to Stone Cold. I think it was in '98 Rumble where they're all searching for him.
Yeah.
And trying to take him out before the Rumble.
Yeah.
kind of makes a little more sense. But this stuff, I didn't really care for the thing.
I mean, it is what it is. But like Chris was saying, you know, the whole gang warfare era in WWF, it's brawling, it's bodies flying, it's chaos.
You're not here for a technical masterpiece on a multi-person match. You're here for pace, energy, and crowd that just wants to see people get tossed.
Possibly to go get popcorn too.
Because
I definitely was cleaning up and starting dinner on this when this match came on. But of course, you know, the finish comes with Crush getting the pin. DOA wins by pinfall at 9 minutes 11 seconds.
Too bad, because Los Boricuas should have won that match.
Yeah.
They were up most of the time.
Savio Vega was swole.
Man, Savio Vega was that guy back then. I mean, I still love me some Savio Vega. I popped when he came out at that Backlash.
That wasn't even like a surprise. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're not gonna have this dude
there's
come
no
out.
way they're not gonna have Savio Vega. But before we get into rating this one, we forgot to rate the other one. So what were you thinking on the Owen and Farouk match?
I say I give that about a 6.5. It was decent.
Yeah, I'm about there, about a 6, given the circumstances behind it, with Austin trying to further that story, and then Owen still getting his Owen heat as he always did.
Yeah.
And just being himself. I love this gnarly heel Owen. That was probably one of my favorite eras of Owen Hart. But also, it was also kind of convoluted in the sense of that finish. I didn't really care for the finish all that much.
Yeah.
But it did still leave arcs for multiple stories to be moved forward.
It was funny because Owen made it sound like he did something. It's like, I beat him all by myself.
That's the best part, though, is after that, and Owen is claiming to have done it all on his own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say about a 6.
And this, give her like a 3.
Yeah, there was no true need for this match on the card, and maybe instead of having a multi-person match, because they didn't really build up to that too much. They had maybe like 2 singles matches with some.
With the circumstances that had happened,
I
just
guess
kind of threw something together.
True. Yeah, it's functional and it does what it's supposed to do. You know, you gotta bring them up and bring them down, bring them up and bring them down. You can't always keep us up.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad that happened. I don't even know. It brought us back up. I think that might have been from over there because I have another keyboard back there. But let's get back into it since we lost our step.
Well, we used to go down. Oh, okay. No, we
are.
This.
Yeah, we are. We're in DOA. But, yeah, like we said, about a 3.
Yeah.
That's pushing it. I would say like 2 to 3, around that area. I didn't, but like you said, given the circumstances, what can you do?
Yeah.
And then our next match was the flag match, which I never cared for, the gimmicky things on a pole match.
We're not gonna agree on this match. I didn't like this match at all. You did. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, of course.
I did not.
Vader.
I mean, it's time.
It's time. It's TV time.
I mean, of course, seeing Vader is a treat. Rest in peace to the greatest big man of all time, of course.
Yes, and
I don't know who this was. I don't know if it was Hulk Hogan. I don't know if it was Chad Gable. I don't know if it was El Grande Americano. I don't know who it was, bro. Kurt Angle.
This imposter was Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This created wrestler with.
Yeah, the Patriot didn't last very long, did it?
No, it did not.
But this, of course, was just to give you that whole
the cheap
America versus Canada cheap heat.
Yeah,
which
horrible.
It worked.
It does.
It worked. You saw everybody mad at the
USA. Got beer all on their shirts and stuff. Chicken wing fingers.
I hate that, man. I hate the USA chant.
Me too.
It's so dumb. It just makes us look
America. Dumb. Yeah. all the things that everybody else says about Americans, when that stuff happens, yeah, bro.
Yeah, for real. That's why they look at us the way they do.
Yeah, but this is peak Bret Hart anti-America era.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and it was real heat.
Yeah, and the heat is real. The crowd is invested, and it's a national pride angle. I mean, how many times have we seen this? You know, from Slaughter joining, you know, Kuwait. And
oh yeah,
all that stuff, and horrible, bad.
It's funny though, because you look back on it and you're like, man, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
You're pushing boundaries. Yeah.
It's like
it just reminds me of Muhammad Hassan getting fired, bro. Like, it's unnecessary.
Muhammad Hassan. You got tongue tied there.
Muhammad Hassan.
He was a good worker.
He was a good worker. Now he's Italian. You know,
a teacher, right?
A teacher who's Italian and was never Muslim.
It was never Muslim, but y'all thought he was.
Yeah.
This match was pretty long, at the 23 minutes and 13 seconds mark. So you have to watch it with the right expectation. And this is about emotion and factions and crisp pacing. The only thing is, it does slow down a bit when they're going for those damn flags.
A lot of bit.
If it wasn't for the gimmicky stuff with the flag, this probably would have been way better. Way better. But other than that, classic Bret Hart, heel energy, classic technical wrestling from Bret, and the Patriots able to keep up. Vader brings that monstrous style that makes you think, oh damn, they can lose at any moment.
No, of course, is Vader the greatest big man of all time, and this created USA character wannabe guy. I don't even know who's under the mask. The Patriot. And
I forget who it was, and I remembered while I was watching
his build looked like Glacier to me. Yeah, I know it wasn't. It looked like Glacier kind of, you know. And of course, you know, the best there was, the best there is, the
best there ever will be,
best there ever will be. You know, and of course he's always talking smack. You know, that's just who he is. Yeah, always sharp. Sharp shooter. Not Sharpie. Always a villain in the States at this point.
Not a HBK sharpshooter either. You
don't know how to
put those in.
Well, not even that. You know, when HBK does a sharpshooter, your match, you know, instantly just ends.
Yeah, and you have to fix it for him.
Oh, yeah. Why you're getting screwed?
While you're getting screwed.
And then punch your boss in the face afterwards, and then put WCW in the camera.
Finish ends with Bret's team taking it. Of course, Bret and the Bulldog win. This is a perfect way to keep building their heat as they move towards the eventual Montreal Screwjob. But that was the dumbest thing that they could have done, because why would you have him lose at home when he's one of your most major heels and have people boo that he lost?
Yeah.
You could have had him win and drop the title another time.
Yeah, he could have just Obafemi the title, win, and then drop it.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with
that.
Me
neither.
But they didn't like that back then, apparently, and because Bret had pitched that. He also pitched dropping it another time.
Yeah.
Like on Raw.
Oh, yeah, on Raw, yeah. You didn't get that opportunity
today? You're not in Montreal. And he was right. He was right to challenge them on not ending it in Montreal, because he knew they were going to get so much heat out of it. But if it wasn't for that, we probably would have never got the heel McMahon, even though it was kind of moving towards that.
Yeah, it was.
This just elevated it.
Yeah, it did. You know, what else? And it's important to contextually, because it's like we're inching towards Survivor Series, and it's the biggest controversial thing to ever happen in wrestling.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
I don't think there's been anything more controversial since then.
Yeah,
and I mean, and look,
maybe not.
People still talk about it.
Yeah, they do. All
Bret
the time.
still talks about it. Oh, but it was right though, like how you said. You know, they should have just did business the way Bret did, and I understand how he feels, even though he kind of gets on my nerves because he whines too much sometimes.
But he
was right.
He knew that's how
he's right.
End up.
He's right.
And if you wanted Shawn to be that next big thing,
yeah, make him work for it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah, but like how he says that, you know, he was hurt and upset because he gave Vince everything.
Yeah,
I gave you everything. I did anything.
For a moment there, he worked for less money than he could have gotten, and he even offered to work for less as long as he could sort of match the offer.
Yeah.
Which Vince didn't. And it makes you wonder if they ever got to that agreement, how it would have came out, because heel Bret was at his peak, like you said.
Yeah, and WCW did do nothing with Bret Hart.
And then, his career came to a halt thanks to one Bill Goldberg.
Whose career is ended by the career killer.
Anyway, this was one of those bridge matches. It's not the most rewatchable match, but it still matters, and it brings that heat towards the Hart Foundation even more. And we finally get to the meat of the matter. The reason people talk about this show all the time.
The reason people talk about this match type all the time.
The first ever Hell in the Cell match with The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
I didn't even need to rewatch this match, but I rewatched it anyway and didn't get to finish it.
So many times.
I could tell you what happens from the start of the bell to the end of the bell,
dude,
dog.
When I was watching back old stuff, Ashley was over there rolling her eyes because, when Cactus Jack comes up, I know that whole promo like the back of my hand. So I'm just sitting there saying everything that Trips is gonna say, saying everything that Mick Foley's gonna say. It's like me watching a movie, pretty much.
For real.
When you memorize the lines of a movie and you can just say them word for word.
That's how I am with the Lord of the Rings.
That's how I am with a lot of wrestling stuff.
Yeah, every time I think about I feel like laughing. I put on old promos of The Rock. My name is Kane.
I am a Rudy Poo candy ass. And then he was like, what did he say with the Undertaker? With your big old 30-pound head? Die, die, die. Oh my god. That was so great. Your Mickey Mouse tattoos.
I love that.
Oh man.
Let's get into this match though. This is the match of all matches though, but this is the match that basically tells you WWE is changing.
Yeah, and that it was. They were at a turning point, and you would have to say around this time, this is when the Attitude Era was just seeping in.
Exactly. Like the blood on Sean's face, seeping everywhere.
Seeping into the camera.
For real.
I love that shot. That's one of my favorite shots of that match. And the story is simple. Shawn is trapped with a furious Taker, and he spends the whole match just trying to survive.
Shawn bumps like a maniac. Not as much as he bumped during his match at SummerSlam with Hulk Hogan, but pretty close.
Pretty close.
Undertaker is awesome because he's the epitome of a freaking horror movie villain.
Yes, he is.
The cell feels like a weapon, not just a structure. Now, Hell in a Cells don't feel like weapons no more.
And it all goes nuclear.
Yeah, literally.
Drop.
That's gotta be Kane.
Oh. Of course, Kane debuts.
Kane.
Paul
Bearer his warnings, become real. I remember that whole build up with the two dead parents in the casket, and then Undertaker getting choke slammed into the casket, and it's afterwards.
You had multiple story arcs in this one because you had that going on, and then on top of that, you had DX trying to take out Undertaker as well.
Everybody,
all kinds of stuff.
Yes, but Kane rips the cell door off. It's iconic. I have friends who have told me that Kane gave them nightmares, dude. And and he steps in and that's gotta be Kane. He tombstones the Undertaker. What a maneuver! He just tombstones Kane. I always wondered why he was looking around where I tombstone this dude at?
I was wondering if maybe it was hey, where's the hard cap?
Yeah, boom. Right there. It was funny. And, of course,
Shawn crawls over after that and covers the Undertaker, a bloody mess.
Yeah.
Wins by pinfall in 30 minutes.
It's a long match, but it was great. Every
but you're
minute
at the edge of your seat the whole match. No matter what, Shawn keeps you invested with his selling.
Yeah.
Taker keeps you invested with his power and prowess. And then you see a little controversy, I guess you could say, when Shawn takes out the cameraman. So you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, I thought, that was legit. He just took him out. But then you see later on they opened the gate, the Hell in a Cell door, in order to get the cameraman out, which would tell you that was the spot in order to get out of the cage and on top of it instead.
Of course, this is the first time we saw somebody fall off the Hell in a Cell
into
a table. You know, and
that one looked brutal too as well. Even though it wasn't like Mick Foley's where it was all the way off the top, it still looked brutal. And man, those dang monitors were huge. I'm sure Shawn took one of those monitors.
If the casket didn't mess his back up, that monitor did.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Those monitors were huge.
That casket spot though, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Nah, and you know, of course, this was a launching point. This is the wrestling story of all stories, talked about to this day. Two of the greatest brothers in wrestling, even though they're not brothers, but they're brothers.
They're brothers.
Kane versus Undertaker becomes a cornerstone story. Shawn goes to face Brett, and the WWF's entire trajectory shifts.
That it did, because then we go on to the Screwjob, we go on to Austin and McMahon, we go on to
DX, Triple H, the Ministry, the Hardys,
exactly.
ECW, everything.
Kick off just after this.
83 weeks, my ass. We're gonna get this ratings back.
That casket match, it leads to that casket match at the Rumble in '98.
Yeah.
It leads to Austin and Shawn for the title at
Tyson
WrestleMania.
Punching Shawn in the face.
It was just
Shawn getting hit with D batteries.
This is where they started to fire on all cylinders and gain that footing and become a more serious product. Well, I don't know if I could say serious, because there was a lot of pretty crazy stuff. Like choppy OPP.
Oh gosh. Just anything that Val Venus said. Just anything Val Venus said or did.
Watching some of this old stuff though, seeing what's his name from Kaientai?
Taka
Michinoku. Man, I used to love that guy.
Me too. Him and Funaki were the best.
Yes. I didn't care for the whole Evil Indeed stuff.
Indeed.
That was pretty bad, but Tonga
bad.
had that work in him, man.
He did.
And people still use that Michinoku driver like crazy these days.
It's the greatest transition move of all time. Oh, another thing, because every time I watch this match, I think about the WrestleMania match, the retirement. No, not the retirement match, but the first time they fought at 24, 25. Was it 24, 25 at WrestleMania? Shawn and Taker.
I want to say, well, they did 2 in a row.
Yeah, so it's the first one. It's the first one.
Not the one where he's coming down all with the white suit.
No, not but in the commentary, I remember them saying that before that match, Taker never beat Shawn in singles competition. So you're telling me Shawn is whooping the Undertaker's behind for the past 20 years?
Well, not technically. Not technically.
Well, hold on. Let me kicking his butt for the time he was there. Took a 4-year break and then came back just to kick his butt.
Just to kick his butt
until WrestleMania. That's crazy.
It's crazy work there.
Yes, sir.
But this was, like you said, a launching point. One match, multiple eras. That's what makes this so legendary.
Yeah.
And if I had to give this match a rating,
10.
I was gonna say that too. So we're kind of on the same page in this whole pay-per-view.
10. Sean Spears, dog, the culling.
Bro, too bad they didn't use him in Rumble.
Chairman.
I would have popped.
Yeah, he should have came out. He should have came and clocked Cody with the chair
again.
They
popped for Sol Ruka though.
We didn't bring that up.
Sol Ruka got a nice pop. But now you hear it now if you watch this episode. So, but yeah, a 10. I give it a smooth 10. I love all the spots in this match. None of it seems out of place or convoluted. And the Crimson Mask that Shawn gets after that catapult into the side of the Hell in a Cell was perfect.
Yep. Well, we don't have to, but since we're talking about Hell in a Cell and how this match started everything, you want to run down your top 5 Hell in a Cell matches?
Jeez, I would have to look at a list of Hell in a Cell matches to be able to really, because there's a lot of good ones.
I'll give you mine, and you can give us yours next week on the pod.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do top 5?
Top 5.
Or top 3?
Top 5. Because there's a lot of good ones.
but top 3 is harder to choose.
Top 3 is harder to choose, but I want to do top 5 because I want all the ones I really like to be in there. I can't just pick.
Okay, but
3.
you gotta be prepared because we can't ramble on. And
I want to do it.
too
I
long.
do it right now, and you can do yours.
I can't. I wouldn't
No,
be able to
another
tell you.
time. Another time. How about that? Or you want to wait for it?
We'll wait for it.
Okay.
We'll do it at the next podcast. I'll have to list out all the Hell in a Cell matches to see what I can define as my favorite ones. Because
There's a lot.
there's a lot, especially after they started doing the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm probably not.
But other than that, I mean, that's all we got.
Yeah.
That was the.
That's all, folks. No.
That was the full card. Now the real question is, how do we judge Badd Blood 97 as a whole?
It's a show with a heavy cloud over it because of Brian Pillman. And because of that, the undercard can feel like it's just A to B performance.
But A to B does matter because the main event is an all-timer. Like if you're rating the show purely off entertainment, it's pretty even. If you're rating it off of impact, it's massive.
Yeah.
Because this one changed
The game.
everything.
It's changed the game. Yeah. He was definitely not the game then. He was the lame then. But you're watching the birth of Hell in a Cell as a legendary concept. You're watching the debut of Kane, who
One
is
of
not
the best debuts.
ever.
For real.
Besides Jericho's, this was number 1.
Yeah.
And he's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. No. One of the best debuts ever, as we said. And you're watching WWF sliding into the era where stories feel bigger, darker, and even more intense.
Exactly. So if you're doing your homework, watch the full show once for context. But if you're cherry picking, watch the Cell match.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
Mandatory.
It's classic.
Show your kids, okay? Show them. If you want to be, because I hate that wrestling was so good in my day, show them something that was really good then, like this match right here.
Bad stuff.
Yeah, no, none of that stuff.
Because there's a lot of we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
'Cause you look at the Attitude Era with rose-colored glasses,
And
because you were younger then and more,
and I only remember things like that stuck with me, and then I go watch it back as an adult, and I'm
and you're like, seriously, this was going on at the time?
Yeah.
I get that all the time.
And then I always have that conversation when people are like, wrestling in our day, back in the day. Nah, wrestling today is better than it will ever be back in the day.
I love how on here the blood is protected too.
Yeah,
Like
it meant
only
something.
Sean got a crimson mask.
Yeah.
And dripped everywhere, and it just made it mean so much more that some only one person was busted up the entire time.
Yeah, it makes Taker look like a freaking monster.
Yeah.
Like I did that.
But it always looked like Taker was gonna just take it. I mean,
Yeah.
he was dominant pretty much the whole match
Yeah.
until that moment.
until Kane ruined it. But it is what it is.
But that's what gave us Kane versus Undertaker.
That's what gave us the Brothers of Destruction.
They ended up not fighting until Survivor Series '98, right?
I think it was Mania, wasn't it?
Was it Mania?
Taker, he gave like 3 or 4 tombstones and a chokeslam.
I remember them in Survivor Series, I think. Wait, no, was Survivor Series him and Stone
It might
Cold?
have been
When was it? I'll have to look back.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll have to look
We
back.
gotta do another
No,
one.
you know what it was? No, it might have been Survivor Series. I was
I
gonna
think
say
so.
SummerSlam.
Because
but
they gotta build it up some type of way.
I'll have to look back. I have the tapes. I wanna. If anybody wants us to watch back like '98 pay-per-views, I still have the VHSs, and we can watch it in its rawest and rarest form.
Stacker 2 commercials.
Rather than the Netflix
Yeah.
watered down copy.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have Stacker 2 commercials back then. I don't think they did they?
I remember Stacker 2 commercials, Taco Bell
Around
dog
98?
commercial. Yeah.
I thought that was more or less 2000, but I could
don't
be
know.
wrong.
Maybe. PlayStation was on the freaking on a
Badd
blip.
Blood,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
PlayStation.
Yeah, but let's keep it going. We're about to end it here in a minute. Well, and as always, we want to hear from you all. You know, did you watch it live? What was your reaction to Kane? Did that moment blow your mind for the first time? Did you get nightmares?
Did you get nightmares?
Because my homeboy told me, "Oh, you used to give me nightmares, bro. Like people would use Kane and I'd be scared." I'm like, yeah, that's the point, you know.
I used to love all that like more darker macabre stuff that they had going on then, and
it made sense.
And even with like Gangrel, he was one of my favorites. He wasn't even there that long, and he was one of my favorites. I remember I used to just jam to that damn song all the time. Dun, dun. I always walked around like this.
spitting out
red Kool-Aid.
That's all it was. It was just like it was probably like the tropical punch that not mixed all the way with some water, super dark.
Make it a little stink.
Yeah. Put some cornstarch.
Oh man.
Yep.
But yeah, this one I would. What would we rate it? Even though, you know, given the circumstances that was looming over it, what would you rate this pay-per-view as a whole?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
I'll probably put it up there with like a 7.5.
Okay, I could.
7.5.
I'll say 8.
Around there.
7.5 or 8. I agree.
It is around there. Some of the matches, you know, were just filler because of what happened, and that's what kind of drug it out a little bit.
Yeah.
The gimmicky match didn't really care for much, but other than that, this show planted seeds for everything that was to come.
It did.
It planted seeds for Austin. It planted seeds for Austin and McMahon. It planted seeds for
Taker,
Shawn,
Paul Bearer,
all that stuff. And if it wasn't for this,
planted seeds for the nation too, because shortly after this, The Rock is The Rock.
Yes, and this was pretty much a pivotal point in WWE.
Yeah.
And this is where things start to pick up and it becomes a national thing. Or not national, international. As they started airing across multiple countries and got even bigger and bigger and had to change their name because they were casted upon multiple countries. That was the only reason, because they promised the World Wildlife Federation that they would stay in the U.S. And when they started doing global shows and doing all that, that messed with their contract with them, and they had to stop using the WWF name.
Yeah.
Other than that, I am Chris.
And I am Pat. And this was your Wrestle WreMarks.
Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a lovely weekend.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.